Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and with me as always is Scribe, or at least back where he's supposed to be. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
And joining us again is Satsu2cents. Say hi.
What's going on?
We don't really have a topic in mind.
And the train's in the background.
Is it?
Oh,
no,
yes,
it's
it is.
not.
Yeah.
No,
We're getting something.
There's some low sonic thing going on there. Okay, now it's
There it goes.
Gotcha. Yeah, my cables. Like, I need a new cable for my mic.
Oh, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody. We do have some topics that we kind of scrounged together real fast. You guys want to talk about the YouTube thing first?
Might as well, because that was the most interesting thing that I came up on, and naturally, it had to come to me through fucking Polygon. They wrote an article about it, and they were very excited about it. And I'm just like, I don't.
For those of you who don't know, YouTube did their restricted mode. Well, restricted mode's been around for a while, but people finally realized it was blocking pretty much everything.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube came out and said they made a mistake, that it's not working as intended. It's not supposed to be blocking so much stuff, but they're going to go through and decide what should be blocked.
What really angers me about that is the fact that they actually responded. That's what pisses me off, and it shouldn't piss me off because they're supposed to respond, and I'm like,
yeah,
we've been talking about this shit for a year, and they've been ignoring the fuck out of us. But as soon as you put the letters LGBT in the article, they're like, oh God, we need to fix it. Like, when did y'all become so vocal?
Well, here is my big announcement. I told them I'm going to make a big announcement about this. My theory on this is that gay channels will pretty much be given carte blanche. They'll be able to do whatever the hell they want. And if that turns out to be the case, I will become the gay ranting monkey online.
I was just about to
so
say,
that I can say,
yeah.
I'll be able to say whatever the fuck I want because I will be gay.
Yeah.
How many skeptics
I will
do you think are going to turn gay after this?
Yeah.
I think all of us will.
Yeah, orientation is
because it'll be the construct. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Say I'm not?
Yeah, exactly. I've decided that I am a gay attack helicopter. What are you going to do?
And all you have to do is call them a bigot.
Yes,
right.
Yes. If you don't believe it. Sorry, I'm trying to read chat here too. Yeah, so if this comes out how I think it's going to, because I believe that's what it's going to be, because it was never meant to catch them. I watched your video today, Well, I don't remember if you put it out today or yesterday, the one about the whole thing, about how suddenly they fucking care.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where I came up with the idea. Yeah, I'm going to be gay as a motherfucker. I will put a little dick right next to my mouth in my avatar there just to prove it if I have to.
Whoa, gay as a motherfucker? Are you equating homosexuality with incest? You bastard.
You don't have to be incestuous to be a motherfucker. Dads are motherfuckers.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
Yeah, they are by nature motherfuckers.
It's always been one of my favorite insults because a motherfucker just means dad.
Yeah. That's true.
R.I.P. ranting monkey. Hello, gay gorilla.
Nice. Our high school best friend. In some cases. or 12-year-old kid playing Call of Duty. Because apparently every 12-year-old kid has fucked everyone's mom who they play Call of Duty with.
You know what? I've told this story before. My children weren't allowed to cuss until they were 18. And the first swear word each of them said when they turned 18 was cocksucker, by the way. Because their mother hates that. But
like, it's my 18th birthday. That's funny.
My youngest son was sitting in his room playing Xbox Live. He's about 12 at the time. And I'm out on my computer, and I have very good hearing, which my children always forgot. And I hear the most vile shit coming out of his room. Fuck you. I fucked your mom. All kinds of horrible shit from my 12-year-old. And I was actually a little bit proud. Because I'm an online gamer, and you kind of got to do it. I did have to go tell him, look, dude, calm down. But there was part of me that was beaming.
Oh, yeah. I know my kid's going to be, oh, God, he's going to be dangerous. He's going to be one of those kids, but he's going to kill people with sarcasm, which I know is going to backfire on me when I'm dealing with him. especially because you know how kids like nitpick shit. And I'm like, go put that over there. And they're going to go over in that general direction, but clearly not where I asked them to go. And they're going to be like, well, you didn't specify. And I'm going to smack the shit out of them. Like, you little bastard. You know what I meant.
My youngest son, personality-wise, is the most like me of all my children. And I don't know how people don't strangle me. Because I see it in him, and I'll be talking to him, and he will go into sarcasm mode and like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You know what I mean? But now I'm crippled, so I can't even threaten him because it doesn't work.
I mean, not high.
It's okay to laugh at it. I'm literally going to be crippled for no reason. Nothing happened to me.
That's what I was wondering. I always wondered. Like, I don't think I ever asked because I didn't think it would be like appropriate.
Oh no, you can ask me anything. Years back in 2001, I did have an injury that injured my spine at C6, C7. That's the bottom of your neck, guys. And at the time, there was a little question about C5 and C6, but the pain that I was having pointed to the other one, so that's the operation they did. So what probably happened is those two were out of sync just a little bit, and just holding up this big ass head of mine finally gave out and caused the disc to slip a little bit and the two bones to be fucked up. And it got so bad that it bruised the spinal cord and caused permanent damage, because you can't really fix that. Oh yeah, I have the cripple card now. I can use that too. I need to start doing that. But yeah, so mine happened for no fucking reason. I didn't get in a car wreck or anything. I have the worst I got crippled story ever.
Well, don't worry, because you still can use that as a card. So if your channel ever gets blocked, just make a video saying that they're prejudiced against handicapped people.
Yes.
And you'll be good. You'll get some support.
I don't know why my mind went here today, but the whole YouTube thing and free speech has been on my mind quite a bit lately. And I realized, because we've talked a few times about how free speech is only guaranteed in the United States. No other country guarantees it. And I don't understand why no political figure in the US has ever pushed other countries to make free speech legal in their countries.
It seems to be really not the place of one sovereign nation to dictate to another sovereign nation how they should run their country.
Well, not only that, they're like, we're doing better than you in almost every aspect. So why the fuck should we listen to you?
Well, even going back, I mean, Ronald Reagan had no business or no problem telling Gorbachev to tear down the wall. But we've pushed people on human rights issues for all kinds of shit.
Yeah, that's true.
But never for free speech. Which of all of the things we push for, that's going to be the one that has the most lasting effect, in my opinion.
Well, I don't know. That's never been done, because we push for human rights improvements in several countries all over the place, including, I would assume, including free speech as well. I mean, if you want women's equality, etc., you want, equal rights and everything. I don't know. Explicitly, free speech is the first priority on a lot of those lists in those other countries.
Yeah, I mean, and it's ingrained in their culture. Like, those people are raised from they're raised to think a certain type of way or act a certain way. Just like kids in Japan, their first years, like their preschool or whatever, and even kindergarten is it's all etiquette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what to say and what not to say and all that, how to act in public, and that shit's you'd have to change the entire system, and that ain't happening. For a lot of places, they're just this is the way you should conduct yourself. And for the most part, they don't have a lot of the problems that we have because we don't do that. So I don't see them doing it.
Is Satsu roboting, or am I?
Satsu is. You're roboting a little bit there, bud.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Lucky Pop Tart, tell your sister I said hi. Tell Willow I said hi. Just to me, that of all of the things we could push, I mean, even saying, other countries are doing better than us, the reason other countries are doing better than us is because we've started copying the stupid shit they do. Just looking at healthcare, for instance. I mean, our healthcare is going down the...
What countries would you be on this list to tell to?
The first one I would tell, honestly, would be the UK. I would pull them aside and go, you guys need to make free speech legal. And the reason I pointed them out is because they just had the thing with YouTube where they decided to pull their funding because, you know, they got on hate speech videos. And some of them, yeah, absolutely, they were hate speech. But because of that, YouTube is going to break down these new tools for advertisers to where they can, you know, basically pick and choose wherever they want to be advertised, which would be more of a sponsorship than the way the block ads are usually sold. And the reason they're doing it is all because of speech. And that's a fucked up reason to do it, in my opinion. And I don't understand why it's not a bigger issue around the world fighting for free speech. I know, Bear.
I'm being told my microphone volume is too low, but I'm talking right into the thing. Do you have any control over that?
You're a little low. Let me turn you up here.
Okay. So I'm practically eating the thing, so I know it's not the matter of me being distant away from it.
There we go. We turned you up. Can you guys hear him better now?
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Nobody's saying. What other things do we have to talk about? There was a Supreme Court confirmation today, but I really didn't pay much attention to it. I know.
Was he actually confirmed?
No. The confirmation, it probably won't take place until next month.
Oh, okay.
This is just the confirmation hearings.
Yeah.
Each senator gets like 20 minutes to ask questions, and they get that twice. Thank you, Ralph.
Bullshit. How many times can we ask you if you're going to overturn Roe v. Wade?
Yeah. And a lot of the stuff that they've talked about in the hearing so far has nothing to do with him. A lot of the Democrats are understandably pissed off that Obama's nomination, whatever the fuck his name was, never came up for a vote.
Yeah, and the Democrats have never held up any Republican nominees for anything ever.
Right. But I understand them being upset about that, but it has jack shit to do with this guy.
Right. They're just bitching to bitch on a platform where they can bitch, and they're not doing their jobs, and it doesn't make them look good. It makes them look like sourpusses. So,
thank you, Better Red. Yeah, Merrick Garland was his name.
Right. Which is, why do judges always have such weird names? Is it just
I don't know.
I mean, okay, Anthony Kennedy, that's pretty normal. But then you get things like Merrick Garland and like Neil Gorsuch, and it's like weird.
Because maybe you had to like have a name. Oh, was that bad?
Well, that was loud.
Oh shit, my bad.
It's okay. That startled the hell out of me. I was like, yeah, everyone's like, ah.
Maybe you have to have a name that'll get you beat up all through school and like not have friends to be a judge.
I don't know, like the guy on the Republican National Committee or whatever, Reince Priebus.
Oh, like, yeah.
Where does this shit come from? How horrible a child were you that your parents gave you that name?
The one that was fucking me up today when I was reading about the confirmation hearings is there's actually a senator named Whitehouse.
Yes.
And they kept referring to Whitehouse said, and I'm like, wait.
Is it Sheldon Whitehouse?
I don't remember. I just remember seeing the name. But I was like, are you talking about the administration? And it would take me a few, because they were mixing that up. The White House said, and then Senator, like, oh, for fuck's sake. Thank you, Snow. Yeah.
Something nice for $2. Holy shit. You can afford that stick of gum you always wanted.
Yeah.
Let me see. $2 don't get you much nowadays.
$2 it's more than $0 gets me.
Well, you remember
2 singles you
used to be able to get 4 bags of chips. Now you only can get 2.
And the chips haven't gotten any better, so I feel like we're being Zebra gum was the bomb. For the first
Zebra gum.
minute that you ate it.
Yeah.
And then the flavor was gone.
Like
that shit was like that for what was it, Bubblicious, I think it was.
Or Bubble Tape.
And Bubble Tape was like that too. I hated that shit back in the day, man. I was not a fan.
I'm not a big gum chewer. My favorite flavor is like grape, but I swallow it immediately.
Grape ape.
Yeah, my mom made me chew gum, so I'd stop biting my nails, and it didn't work. I'm just like, nope, this is not working.
Did you guys see the stuff about Phil DeFranco?
No.
He's getting a lot of shit. Well, SourceFed got shut down, and people are giving him shit for it, and he has
but he has nothing to do with it.
Whoa, what's SourceFed?
SourceFed is a YouTube
They're channels that
that
he created. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, he created
one
them.
at a time. One at a time.
SourceFed is well, there's actually a couple of channels to it now, but it's YouTube channels that Phil DeFranco created a few years back, maybe 5 years or so ago.
Okay.
But he sold them to Discovery, and he has nothing to do with it anymore. But they announced, I can't remember when they announced it might have been yesterday, that the SourceFed channels were being shut down, and everybody's blaming Phil DeFranco, and he's like, I have nothing to do with this shit anymore.
He sold YouTube channels to Discovery.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he basically sold them like the URL, essentially.
The whole production behind him, because the SourceFed, when it was originally set up, had 6 hosts, and they're different channels, but he picked them, and they have producers, and they're actual shows. And yeah, Discovery bought that out.
Wow, I wonder how much you got for him.
I'm betting enough that it made it worth his while.
Probably, if Discovery went there, yeah.
But Drama Alert is speculating that the reason Phil wasn't on last week is because Phil doesn't own the Phil DeFranco show either.
Oh, who owns that?
He's Discovery.
Oh, he's a total. Oh, so why would they take him off the air?
Well, from the looks of it, they are moving hard left.
And Phil isn't quite towing the party line.
Yeah, he's on his video today. He said it was more about his plans for the future. He talked maybe 3 months ago about how he wants to start a news channel, an actual news channel, a whole news organization. And he said it has more to do with that. But the timing is really weird.
Yeah, that seems a little bit of a convenient out excuse. Not that it's a bad thing necessarily. I mean, if he's getting shit from his boss that he can't do what he wants to do, I'd probably take a dive too.
Well, one tip off is he keeps saying that like he can't talk about it, like he legally can't talk about it, and I'm just like, he says that a lot for somebody who owns his own channel, like who owns the rights and all the stuff that goes on with his channel. I'm like, for somebody who owns it, you'd think you'd be legally able to speak about anything as long as it's not directly involving other companies, right?
But he doesn't. So. He doesn't own them.
Well, that's what I was saying. And that's where the speculation comes from, that he doesn't own his own channel.
It would be weird for them to shut that down though, because that is a cash cow. He's got 5 million subs right now, and I could see them, wanting him to move to other content, and him going, "No, I'm not going to do that." But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't on the Phil DeFranco show anymore.
I wonder what his contractual obligations are.
Well, that's the other thing. I mean, Phil has depression issues and anxiety issues. So what he does is actually kind of amazing that he can do it.
Yeah.
With that many eyes on him. And even with all of that, I have never seen him look like he did when he announced that he was taking a week off. Right. He just looks so beaten down.
Drama.
Yeah. I do like some YouTube drama, I'm not going to lie.
A little bit, but everything in moderation.
Well, yeah, like this one is interesting to me because it's not, 2 people going after each other. It's at its worst. If Keemstar is right about this and that Phil is going to be losing his show or something.
Thank
you so much. I don't even know how to say that. Thank you, Rez.
Rezamelon.
Thank you.
To be spent on something you don't need.
I appreciate that. I wish I could drink. I'd really like to get drunk. I haven't done that in a long time. It'd be fun on the stream.
When I was a little kid, I heard those ads, those PSAs on TV saying, I've chosen not to drink. I turn to my mom and say, doesn't he get thirsty?
Right. Let's talk about DARE for a moment. Did you guys go through the DARE program?
Oh yeah, DARE. Yeah. My DARE officer, he was awesome. He was this really tall guy, and he played football with everybody. And he was our DARE officer for like 3 or 4 years. And then he disappeared one day, and we weren't quite sure why. And then we heard that he went back on the drink.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
when we lived in Virginia Beach, the DARE van got busted for selling dope. That is an absolutely true story.
Drugs are really expensive.
I sat through. I didn't go through dare training myself. That came up just after me, but I sat through my kids, graduation from dare, and it used to piss me off because they have these little kids up there promising never to drink alcohol, and it just seemed like brainwashing to me. I understand, ruin your life, but to teach them to never do it, and to have a little like 9-year-old child up there telling me that they've made all of their life decisions already. It just seems so fucking. It was indoctrination of the worst kind.
Yeah, it worked for me. I mean, I didn't use drugs of any kind until I was 35. So no, I smoked pot once on my 35th birthday, and that was like it. I never touched the stuff between birth and then. So.
Well, they were doing like a huge thing in our school talking about just like smoking cigarettes and stuff, and through like one of the intermissions, they like went out back to smoke cigarettes.
Nice.
And I was like, wait a minute. We were laughing so hard because me and my friend, I went to the bathroom at the time, and the back door like to the school was just kind of cracked open. They're just back there just smoking. I'm just like, aren't y'all the motherfuckers that just told us that we shouldn't be doing this?
Do as I say.
Not as I do.
We didn't get any smoking stuff. We just got like, marijuana, hard drugs, and drinking to excess. I don't even think I was told never to drink. It wasn't like some kind of religious thing, just like, alcohol abuse, not just simply the use of alcohol. But maybe that was just my course versus others.
Well, you're also a little bit older, so it has gotten progressively more.
Oh, is it still
controlled.
going?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I haven't looked anywhere near.
I still see the commercials on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've got ad block.
Fuck you. Nice.
Pesky ad
Somebody
block.
in there said, chat said, drugs make good rock music.
It's true.
Drugs actually are really good for artistic types. If you look at somebody like fucking, oh God, what's his name? Edgar Allan Poe. He was always fucked up.
No, opium and
Hemingway. Always fucked
Hemingway.
up.
Yeah.
Your favorite rock bands likely always fucked up. That's not to say you should do it, but there is some merit to it, helping with some artistic stuff.
Yeah, Keith Richards. Look at what wonders it did for him.
Yeah, how is he not dead yet?
Well, he's just made a.
Now he's going to die,
now.
and then I'm going to be.
No, he's just made of preservatives.
Yes.
What's super fucked up is like a lot of that shit, depending on what they're doing. I mean, it usually kills them too. And ironically enough, they become a lot more famous when they die. It's just
especially if you die young. I mean, like Jim
up.
Morrison or Mama Cass, that kind of thing.
Or John Belushi. John Belushi.
Oh yeah, an 8-ball.
I mean,
yeah, or Speedball. Was it Speedball or an 8-ball?
I want to say it was an 8-ball, but I'm not
Probably
positive.
an 8-ball, but yeah, he died of an 8-ball, I think.
He was a good comedic actor and all, but he wasn't George Carlin.
No,
but you would think he was by the way people talk about him.
No, he was a good sort of deadpan comedian. But he worked better. As far as I saw, he always seemed to work better in partnerships, like when he and Dan Aykroyd would do the Blues Brothers, or he'd be playing off of somebody as Samurai Deli or whatever the hell it was.
The Samurai Deli.
That usually worked really well. I never saw much of his like solo stand-up stuff, so maybe he's good there too. I don't know.
Somebody said it was a Speedball, and 8-ball is an amount.
Oh,
you can tell we do a lot of drugs on this show.
Yeah, see, this is a good sign. You're speaking to clean living individuals on this channel.
One of my funniest conversations I ever had in real life was after work, and we all would stand around and chat. And there were about 5 of us there, and they all started telling stories about when they'd been arrested. And I never had been. I'm like, I have nothing to contribute to this. What the fuck is wrong with you? And they're like, oh, everybody has to get arrested. I'm like, actually, you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
I've never been arrested.
That's like not a thing that everybody just goes through. Like, everybody, gets in trouble, or gets in trouble with their parents. It's like, eventually you're going to do something to piss your parents off, but not everybody's going to go to jail.
Yes.
Not a thing.
Like Adindro and his everybody gets an STD. Not everybody does.
Nope. Clean as
not all of us. Not all of us get that itch.
The 7-year itch.
Chat, tonight, instead of questions, give us topics you want us to discuss.
Oh, God. Are you sure you want to?
Oh, yeah.
You're opening up the floodgates to that one. Because I've already had like 4 requests to give an BDSM story, so you better watch it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we won't necessarily take all of them.
Oh, okay.
Unless everybody cool gets
if they give you money, then we have to.
Yes, if you give us money, well, me money, we'll definitely talk. Speaking of that,
yeah, what do you mean us, white man?
Like
are we still doing our chat on Satsu's channel this weekend?
Oh yeah, the time of the month thing. I don't know. Are we?
Yeah, that was the plan. I thought.
Oh, was that this Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh,
what time are we doing it?
I'll put off my thing till next weekend then. Yeah.
I mean, typical time. I was thinking either 8 or 9, or I know 9. Like later is more better for you, Monkey.
Yeah, well, on Saturdays it's not such a big deal because my wife doesn't work; she can help with the baby.
Okay.
Yeah,
but like I try to get it. The reason I try to go after 9 instead of just at 8 o'clock each night is to give Scribe time to have dinner. I don't know what time you eat, but
it varies. But I mean, as long as I get a heads up, I can figure it out. The thing is, though, if we're going to do that time of the month, it has to be something decidedly different than this usual charade we do here. So to make
we'll have to like pick a central topic.
Yeah. And so we'll have to work on that offline between now and then to make sure there's at least something specific we're doing there rather than just the usual routine here.
Okay. I do. There's once there that Emperor Vulcan said. Excuse me. That I want to cover. But just so you guys know, if you weren't paying attention to what we just said, Saturday, say 9 o'clock, guys.
Yeah, 9 o'clock Eastern.
Tentatively 9 o'clock Eastern, we will be doing a stream on Scribe's channel that time of the month. It's something we do about once a month.
No, we're doing it Satsu's channel.
Satsu's channel, not Scribe.
Mine will be next time.
Yes. So don't pay any attention to what I just said. Anyway, Vulcan said, what is the worst aspect of the other people in the stream?
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
The worst aspect?
With Satsu, it's his train.
I've seen Satsu's face, so
damn.
Well, aspect. If I'm being literal, aspect.
He kind of looks like a grown-up Theo Huxtable.
Oh yeah, he's Malcolm and Jamal Warner.
Yes.
Oh my God.
You have a rounder face.
Yeah.
That's not an insult. He's a handsome man.
No. Worst aspect. Like
how about this? Instead of doing it about each other, do your own. What's the worst aspect of you?
Self-deprecating. I can do that all day.
I think that's like a YouTube staple right there.
Yeah, but you guys haven't said anything yet.
Oh, I was waiting for
Yeah, I was trying to see who was going to go first.
I was going to do age before beauty. So monkey.
Oh, you fucker!
I knew you were going to. Why did I know you were going to fucking say that?
This is something you guys don't get to see much, but I'm very obsessive when I get onto something, and I will go through it until I use it all up, and then I'm done. That's why I don't do drugs, and I'm not really a drinker.
That's why you've had so many girlfriends.
Yes. Nice. Yeah, I have a very when I like something, I have to consume it whole, and then I'm done with it and never think about it again.
Jesus Christ. That's a
if I had been if I got into drugs, I would be that person who just completely fucking ruins his life doing it.
Oh,
that's also why I don't gamble.
Yeah, I think if I had to say something that I don't like about myself is the fact that I'm never satisfied with anything that I do, like ever.
So
like
masturbation sucks.
Nothing I do is good enough. Like I always feel like, and then it's not in like a normal way where it's just like you always want to do better and increase things. Like even if like somebody who was like a master of whatever it was that I was doing, and not masturbation, by the way, walked up to me and was like, "This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's so good." And I'd be like, I mean, it could be better. I'm just never satisfied with anything that I put out or like anything that I make, or I don't know. That's how I.
That can be a good thing though, and yeah, it can be a bad thing too. It's better than thinking everything you do is great when it's actually shit. Yeah. I know far too many of those people.
I mean, it's like a lot of people call it being humble, but I'm like, it's not really that. It's just I truly believe that I do not possess the capability to create anything of substance or to do anything worthwhile. And people are like, why would you even think that? I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't think that I can. So when people are like, what happens when you get big on YouTube? I'm like, like I don't think that's gonna happen, but whatevs.
All right, Scribbles.
Let's hear
Did
it.
we lose Scribe?
No, he's thinking. He's pondering. I think he ran off. Come on, Scribe.
Scribe, are you with us?
We killed him. I killed him. I'm sorry, man. I know he was your friend.
Scribe's worst thing is when he goes silent for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
All right, we'll wait for. Oh yeah, he just dropped. So, worst oral experience. I actually have a great story about that. I had a girlfriend who was going down on me once, and it was so bad I eventually tapped out. Like, never mind. Yeah, she was so bad at it. It's hard to describe how bad she was. Hey.
Everything went completely silent. It's like everything clicked off, and I couldn't hear anything. Or
yeah, we were wondering like what happened to you.
Oh well, I'm back.
Turn you back up here. Okay, so your worst trait, worst thing.
I wish I had something comedic to give, but my worst trait is probably at present, at least, my relative self-chosen social isolation. I've been so burned in the last couple of years by my social group that I just kind of keep to myself, go to work, do my routine, and that's basically it.
So y'all should feel good about yourselves because he comes and spends time with us.
Oh yeah, this is how I'm able to produce as many videos as often as I do, and able to hang out on here as often as I do. It's just that I've set up I mean, it wasn't always this way. It's just that in the last couple of years, things have just aligned themselves where it's kind of like I don't even have the motivation to really extend myself out into the world. I've been burned so many times, so.
Yeah,
I just prefer being by myself most of the time. I mean, with my family, of course, but I mean, I'm not a social person naturally.
Yeah, I've generally been. I mean, when I was a kid, I would spend more time. I was the small, shy, reserved kid who got picked on more just because of that. And as a consequence, I spent a lot of time alone in my room, watching TV and playing with my action figures and making up stories and things. And that was kind of the norm for me for most of my childhood, up and through my teen years, until I went to college. And then I was away from home. I mean, I lived in the same neighborhood I grew up in. So all that sort of established reputation / stigma about me never really went away. But when I went to college, I had no baggage that anybody knew about. I could just sort of let loose, so to speak. And of course, within 3 months, I was president of the Bondage Club. Amongst other things. And so in college, I was, in relative terms, a freaking social monster all over the place. And that carried over by the time I got home from college for a few years. But as these things generally do, entropy set in with some of the things going on in my social group. And eventually I kind of reset back to my original programming. And now I'm kind of operating like I did when I was a kid.
The other question we had while you were gone was worst oral experience.
I had to give a book report once.
Oh my god! Oh,
I hated book reports. They were so stupid.
Worst oral experience. A girl went a bit too far down on me at one point and almost threw up. It was awkward. It wasn't devastating. It was just sort of a slightly awkward, somewhat funny moment, but it was probably, as far as I can recall, the worst that comes to mind.
Sat, you got one?
Not really. Unfortunately, not really unfortunately, but fortunately, most of the girls that I've encountered in that regard were very adept. And I was like, oh, okay.
Encountered in that regard. You are a gentleman and a scholar.
Yes. Look, I already explained that story because back then it just happened. Like most of the time it wasn't even planned, but I was that guy who sat and listened to girls talk about their problems all the time. And then it just happened. I was just like, oh, all right, this is happening.
Yeah, being the listener will get you far.
Yeah, just shut up. That's all you got. Just shut up, nod, and say, "Damn, that's crazy."
Shut up, and you can shut them up with yourself pretty quick. Yeah,
exactly. And I didn't even understand it at the age that I was. Like when it started, I was just like, "Why is this happening?" It's so weird. But it, you know, and eventually I learned how to wield it. Not to say that I
did. Oh.
Like it's a samurai sword or something.
Well, no, my older brother had to explain it to me.
Like, oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what your older brother did to explain things to you. I don't know. That's some southern stuff I don't need to know.
Oh my God, shut up. No, my brother was a whore. Like he
whoa, no, stop. I told you, stop. I don't need to hear anymore. That's enough. Your brother was a man whore. I don't need to know this. My brother was a male prostitute. What?
Oh my God. You're making me want to like continue this story.
Am I goading you on with reverse psychology melodrama? No.
You fucking bastard. Oh man. No, but yeah, that turn of events was interesting, to say the least.
That turn of events, how diplomatic.
What am I supposed to say? Like it was never. It was like spontaneous, and I didn't even think that was a thing that could be spontaneous. Where it was just like sometimes girls just suck your dick, and I'm just.
I can't wait for you to have that conversation with your son. So, son, sometimes girls just suck your dick.
That should be a T-shirt, dude.
I feel like I might have to because it's just like if they're gonna be anything like me, they're gonna be like a listener, and they're just gonna be like, "So, Dad, this girl is telling me about her problems, and I listened for about 3 hours, and then."
That's a reward, is what that is.
If that's going to be on a T-shirt, we got to come up with some cute way of saying it, like smush cookie. So, like, son, some girls just want to kiss the schnozzwanzel or something.
Schnozzwanzel.
Oh my God! They just want to give your waistline a facial.
Oh my God. Wow.
I don't know. Look,
more topics, guys.
Yeah, and I'm not saying nothing bad about the people involved. It's just, I don't know. Young people. That's all I can really say. Because not all of them were whores.
Not all.
Not all of them.
Hashtag not all.
My favorite part, though, was getting the I don't usually do this line afterwards.
Yeah. I don't usually. Yeah,
I'm really not a whore.
Yeah. I'm just like, okay.
But you can call me one.
If you say so. I am not here to judge.
Somebody said they want to know why we all started making videos. And we've all discussed this before, but we'll do it real quick. I started doing it because I used to blog, and typing hurts now, and videos look like it'd be much easier to do. Next.
The short version is essentially Gamergate and Anita Sarkeesian.
There you
go. Short version is that having expressing my opinions on Facebook became problematic.
So problematic that he used the term problematic.
Exactly.
Yes. How much can you bench press? Right now, probably about 4 pounds.
4 whole pounds, huh?
Dude, I can't. My arms are. I should be wearing skinny jeans the way my arms look.
Oh my God.
They're sad. And yes, if you're wearing skinny jeans, you look like a retard, and that goes for your whole body.
Well, I was just about to state that you might be offending somebody, but it is clear now that you don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm just joking.
The first time I saw a guy in skinny jeans, my honest thought was, why is he wearing women's jeans? And then I learned that those were actually something for guys. Not for men, but for guys.
For guys. Oh, my God.
How much do I weigh? I weigh 205.
Damn, for real? That's almost exactly how much I weigh.
How about 165?
Oh, so I was just insulting Scribe. My bad. He's got skinny jeans on now.
No, I got bootcut.
Oh, there you go.
Because
I miss
wear
parachute
boots.
pants.
You miss parachute pants? Why? Because your aim is off?
I miss parachute. Those were awesome.
What, you were like MC Hammer fan?
Yeah, well, those predated Hammer.
Well,
by
yes,
about almost a decade.
Yeah, but who popularized them? Come on.
Well, they were really popular in about 85. Everybody had them. You had zippers all over that you didn't put anything in. They were the original cargo pants.
Yeah.
He said 205. Is that in pounds?
No, that's in centimeters.
Okay, so we're discussing fashion. I think we're taking a downturn here.
Well, I need another topic. Give me something to rail on.
Rail on. My bad. Yeah, I don't have a blow-up doll on me, so let's see.
Nice.
Yeah,
that made me think of Married with Children.
Let's see. Well, I got a couple of AP stories to fill the time for a moment or three.
Sure, give us an AP story.
Okay, AP story. Where's that one I just found a minute ago? Oh, student sues.
Before you do that,
you
do that, I do want to say, even though we were getting to fashion, people like hearing us just talk about whatever weird shit, and I love you guys for that. And I just wanted to say that I love our audience here. Last night's stream, I didn't think it was horrible, but I didn't think it was that good, so I unlisted it and left the one from before up. And even unlisted, it doubled the number of views overnight. So people watch an unlisted damn video of this stuff. That's how much they like us, and I love them for it. And I just want to say, you guys in the chat there, I love you. Okay, go ahead with your story.
Okay, let's see. Student sues Columbia alleging indifference to 2 rapes. A woman wrote about her experience as a sexual assault survivor while she was still in high school, has filed a lawsuit against Columbia University charging that she was raped twice in her dorm as a freshman. Amelia Roskin-Frazee charged in a federal complaint Tuesday that Columbia showed deliberate indifference to the 2 assaults in October and December of 2015. Did she go to the police? The article does not say, but she certainly went to the college. Let's see. Roskin-Frazee appeared at a she was seeking unspecified damages. Roskin-Frazee has written about being a lesbian and a rape survivor. She said the attacker whispered, quote unquote, "Still a dyke" during the second assault. A Columbia
same dude?
It doesn't say. It just sounds very odd to me. It's like, okay, so you were a victim of sexual assault while you were in high school and you wrote about it. You were then raped twice over the course of October and December of 2015. You went to the school who showed indifference. Did you go to the police is my question. Because,
and how?
Yeah.
First of all, the college, I don't mean to say they should be indifferent, but their answer should be go to the police.
Right. They're not a law enforcement.
That should.
Yeah.
Well, they think they are now.
Well, yeah. I mean, if they're liable if they're legally liable for anything, you can pursue that after the fact once the case has been adjudicated in court. But before then, go to the police. I don't understand this shit.
Well, it's the college way now. The colleges have to be your mommy and daddy and take care of everything.
Well, how is like? I mean, like assaulted. Okay, that means so many things now. Like sexual assault is so many things. So it's like during consensual sex, like the 5th hump, she said no instead of yes, and like what? I'm confused. Like a lot of these stories are always so, and I guess more is gonna come out. Like once we hear more about it, but it's just like, okay, you were sexually assaulted and the only people you told was the school and they were dismissive. How did that go? Where was the report? Like, did you get any paperwork, written up? Was there any forms that you had to fill out, or anybody specifically that you talked to? Any names? Not anything? No.
I just want to know how they were indifferent. Like, I was raped, and I'm like, I don't care.
Right. Just like so. It's college.
I'm watching TV.
I don't know.
Are you still a dyke? Yeah, that's the wrong thing to say. So it really does. It really does sound like it was the same guy twice. And maybe if she called the cops the first time.
I just don't understand. I mean, the article doesn't say that much about what's going on, but oh wait, NYPD don't. Okay, so she's a contributor to the Huffington Post.
Oh, of course she is.
Amelia Roskin-Frazee is a student at Columbia University where she is an organizer with No Red Tape Columbia. Columbia Queer Alliance, Barnard Columbia Solidarity Network, and Reclaim Magazine. Outside of school, she is the founder and president of the Make It Safe Project and serves on the National Advisory Council for GLSEN, which I'm sure is gay, lesbian, something, something, something.
I don't mean to call bullshit, but I'm calling bullshit on this story.
I'm suspicious. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat asked how you and I met. I think the first time we talked was in a Based Mama stream, maybe
Based Mama
or
it was either Irate Bear or Based Mama, because I think those are the only two streams I usually ended up on in those early days.
Yep, and this all started because I was thinking about doing live streams, and I mentioned it to him and how much trouble I was having, and you'd already just done one, right?
Yeah, I'd done one or two at that point, or at least walked through with other people how to do it. Yeah.
And he walked me through how to do it. So we did a quick test, and it was rather popular for 5 minutes. We're not really doing
50
anything.
People showed up to a stream that wasn't planned or scheduled, and literally the title of the thing says "Test Stream Don't Watch" or whatever. And we had like 50 or 60 people pop in within the first 5-10 minutes. Like, we should be saying something relevant, right?
Yeah. So the next day we set up an actual stream, and that's how me and Scribe met.
Mm-hmm.
What other stories you got for us?
Let's see. Uber vows to change direction, become more humane company. Because it was run by robots previous to this or something. San Francisco, Uber is vowing to head down a new road and become a more humane company following a wave of ugly developments, including allegations of rampant sexual harassment and a video of a profanity-laced confrontation between the ride-hailing company's CEO and a disgruntled driver. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, he had to apologize for that.
Oh, the pledge came in a contrite conference call held Tuesday with some of the reporters who have been covering the incidents that have painted an unflattering portrait of the company, threatening to trigger a backlash amongst the riders and drivers who have propelled its rapid rise. I'm curious to know what they mean by become more humane. Uber CEO Travis Kalanick was conspicuously absent from Tuesday's call, though he is in the eye of the storm thrashing the company. Company representatives said Kalanick couldn't attend because he was busy interviewing the candidates vying to become the company's chief operating officer. Right. I'm trying to figure out like what they mean by more humane. What are they going to do? Just a PR move, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're changing deck chairs on the Titanic, sounds like.
I don't even understand what's going on with them anymore, because they were so popular there, and then after they actually seemed to kind of decline before the whole
I have two bad
immigration ban.
2 or 3 bad PR incidents, and then there was because it dealt with harassment. It seemed, and I could be mistaken, it seemed like there was some kind of activist movement, social justice backed kind of thing to demonize Uber any more that it probably already deserved.
Oh, with the they didn't on the women's march or something. I think it was something like that when they were like, Lyft was like, "We're gonna do something about it. What about you, Uber?" And they're like, "Fuck off." I think I remember that.
They also had that problem with the Trump travel ban the first time around when cabs weren't going to JFK for an hour or whatever it is, and Uber was still doing it.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't that long after that the CEO had his problem. I haven't watched the video, but I did read about it. He was apparently a complete ass to the guy. They're still talking about colleges over here.
Let's see. I got 2 more. One that I think will probably anger Monkey, but I'll save that for last.
Oh, sweet.
Let's see. Immigrants increasingly flowing across U.S. border into Canada. Toronto. Canadian authorities on Tuesday reported a surge of asylum seekers crossing illegally from the United States in the first 2 months of the year. That the total remains small, but the number of people detained is growing, and nearly half of the illegal entries reported in all of 2016. Jesus. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police intercepted 476 border crossers nationwide in January and 658 in February, for a total of 1,134 during Canada's 2 coldest months. Most of the crossings came in Quebec, Colombia. Immigration Department statistics show only 2,464 were apprehended in 2016. So we're almost already half balance of 2016 in the first 2 months of 2017. Some refugees. All right, now let's take a moment here. They are not refugees. There's not a war zone that they are running from. They're just illegal immigrants.
Yeah. No, you can't call them that.
Yeah, some refugees have said they wanted to come north due to fears that asylum will be harder to obtain in the United States. Oh, unless these are actually, unless these are people who would otherwise be classified as refugees. But they're coming in illegally.
These are Muslims, or Mexicans, not Muslims, my bad.
Let me start over. Some refugees have said they wanted to come north due to fears that asylum will be harder to obtain in the United States under President Donald Trump, citing anti-Muslim campaign rhetoric. Canadian Immigration Minister Ahmed Hussen told Parliament Monday the political atmosphere in the U.S. isn't what's driving them. He said many of those apprehended in Manitoba had been in the U.S. for less than 2 months and had always intended to make Canada their final destination. Final destination. This is definitely not specific to the incoming U.S. administration, he said. Officials in Manitoba, in the Manitoba town of Emerson, said another 29 asylum seekers walked over the border there from the U.S. over the weekend.
Wait, and they were apprehended, right?
Apparently so. Let's see. Opposition Conservative lawmaker Tony Clement urged the Liberal government in Parliament on Tuesday to regain control of our borders. Another Conservative lawmaker, Michelle Rempel, warned more will come when the weather gets warmer. Quote, illegal border crossings are increasing with no end in sight, unquote, she said. Liberal Public Safety Minister Ralph Goodale acknowledged the numbers have increased in recent months and said they are monitoring it closely. We are concerned about the pattern of people arriving at the border. Yeah, so that's interesting.
So they're a bunch of bigots because they're concerned about the flux, and they're apprehending people who are coming into the country and not just accepting them. They're fucking, so Canada's a fucking bigoted place.
I wonder what Justin Trudeau thinks about all this. All right, and the last story, let me get a drink of water real quick. I lose my voice, apparently.
I am not a ginger.
You're black.
As fuck.
Whoa. Okay, here. So this one's for Monkey. I saw this and I thought of Monkey.
Uh-oh.
Dax Shepard takes Chips from primetime to Bad Boys.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Every
Los
time
Angeles.
I see a goddamn ad for that, it makes me want to punch my fucking computer.
Los Angeles. Dax Shepard was only 2 when Chips started airing on NBC, and 8 by the time the popular series about the California Highway Patrol ended. He remembers the show, the sunshine, the motorcycles, the diversity. There weren't many Latinos in his hometown of Detroit. It was like a vacation from the grayness every night on prime time.
Stop. Diversity, Detroit, Latinos.
No, it's because he was watching the diversity of Los Angeles while he lived in Detroit.
Yeah, that show had 1 Latino, 1 black guy. He's living in Detroit, which I guarantee you has more than 1 black guy, even when he was little.
I don't know what all the supporting characters were in that show.
I do. There were a couple of women, a lot of fucking white guys.
Yeah.
Worf was one of them.
Yeah.
And Ponch was Mexican, whatever the hell he is.
Ponch was right. Okay. But it was a faint memory until recently when Shepard found himself Googling how to spell Poncherello for a joke for a screenplay he was writing and came across a photo of John and Ponch looking kind of cool. Suddenly, he saw something else. A cool Chips in the vein of Lethal Weapon or Bad Boys. Suffice it to say, the names might be the same, other than some punctuation, but Chips is not your father's Chips.
The names aren't even the same. Ponch is not his name in the movie.
I know, it's an alias. It's an undercover identity. The once family-friendly show has veered into hard R territory in the feature film out Friday. It's not an uncommon practice. 21 Jump Street and its sequel, and also Miami Vice, veered successfully into the R zone. I wouldn't say Miami Vice veered successfully. It didn't do that well.
It didn't, but at least they kind of kept to the premise of the show.
Kind of. I rewatched it again about a week ago, and I remember why I don't watch it that often, because it's actually not.
It's not a good movie.
It doesn't make much sense. Yeah, it has a nice. Yeah, visually it looks cool, but it's not a very good movie.
But Miami Vice itself was very much like an anime show, where half the time they're just staring off into space, and you see their face.
Yeah,
and then they show like. There's so much still in that you could actually break most of those episodes down to 10 minutes if you just want the action. But it had drama that went out. This Chips thing really pisses me off because I loved Chips as a kid. I had the little Chips motorcycle. I was upset when John left the show for a while. Larry Wilcox left the show for a little while. He was pissed off because when that show was first made, he was supposed to be the main character.
Right.
But Ponch was so cool, he became the focus of the show, and Larry got his little feelings hurt.
Racist.
So yeah, little fucker. But I have no problem with them if they wanted to make a movie about it, but what they did to it, just name it something else, because you're not actually doing Chips. Name it something else.
There's a bit more to the background of this, and I won't read the whole thing, but I'll get to this part because it's kind of interesting. And Chips wasn't always going to be that way. Hard R, I mean. When Shepard signed on to write, Dax Shepard wrote this, apparently.
It looks like he did.
Direct.
Sorry.
Oh, wait. When Shepard signed on to write, direct, and star in the adaptation, oh, God. It was envisioned as a PG-13 with a $45 million budget. When that was slashed to $25 million, Shepard insisted on the R, because Chips and R-rated material go hand in hand. Now, that was my addition to it, not the article. And this is his. I'll do this one last bit because this is quoting him now. Quote, "I generally like to see R-rated movies, and I think you should make what you want to consume, even though it's really tempting to make something you think people want to see," he said in a recent interview at a Los Feliz coffee shop. People don't usually bring their own matcha in here. He's talking about coffee. Never mind. This is ridiculous. Dax Shepard, good God.
That dude's an idiot. And he needs to leave my childhood alone.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy, I guess. But yeah, this is just sort of like, here's $25 million. I want to do an R-rated Chips movie. We don't care. If it makes twice back what you put into it, then we'll make a profit. It doesn't have to make much to make a profit on this thing, so... I mean, if Paul Blart can make a profit, this thing will fucking make a profit.
And that's another thing we talked about with movies that I'll come back to in a minute. But he could have made this same goddamn movie and not called it Chips, and I'd have no problem with it. But you can't take a property and just completely fuck it up because you want to make it. That's
apparently you can.
Well,
I should say Dax Shepard can.
But if this movie turns a profit, hopefully studios will start to see, you don't have to spend $200 million to make money. You can make smaller movies that are, because I miss the 80s when there were all kinds of shit movies coming out all the time.
Well, I always like the fact
some of those were actually good.
Yeah, I always like the fact, like, okay, recently, good examples, Deadpool. So they had budget X at one point, and then their budget got slashed. And as a consequence, it forced the creators to have to think more sort of strategically about how they spent their money and also sort of how to improvise things they would have otherwise been paid for. And just like with Memento, if you're forced by budget to have to make a good story but not have to worry about big budget special effects and everything, I think it drives innovation in the filmmaking process more than it would if you were just given carte blanche. Because then it's like you can just do bullshit all over the place. Whereas if you have, necessity is the mother of invention. If you don't have $5 million for CGI, how can you get the same effect with in-camera work or otherwise? I saw this documentary not too long ago about the making of Aliens, right? And this was before CGI really dropped a couple of years later with Terminator 2 and The Abyss and so on. And the behind-the-scenes stuff of how they achieved some of the visual effects they got in camera, like just with force perspective and a whole bunch of other things that actually cost less than any CGI would cost today, but you wouldn't know it unless they pointed it out to you. Boggles the mind. I just think, why? I mean, the couple of the effects that Cameron did to make a tiny room look like a giant alien egg chamber, I thought to myself, that would probably cost about $50,000 in CGI. And these guys put it together in a modeling shop on a miniature for like, what, $20? A few hours worth of work or something. Boggles the mind.
Even if you're not going that big, if you just have a story driven thing, like Revenge of the Nerds, I love the movie, don't care, we're going to talk about it again. You could probably make that movie now for less than $5 million.
Oh,
the
sure.
whole thing.
There's nothing to it.
Yeah, and you could make that same kind of movie and put it out there, and they just don't. Everything is a fucking blockbuster, and I hate it.
Yeah.
We're not discussing. Oh yeah, chat always does devolve into movies within an hour.
Sorry, I got I got quiet because the train was going by.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
Whoa, how many people you got at that apartment? Oh, that kind of train. Never mind.
Yeah, we're watching the Amy Schumer special.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
Bacon
Dude,
wrapped bacon.
Have you laughed at all watching it?
I mean, I smiled at like certain things because it's just like, I know a whore like that, but that was the only reason.
Of all the horrors I know.
So they like, it was like a relatable, type of statement that she made towards, women who are whores. And I'm like, I know somebody like that. But that was it. It wasn't because it was funny. It was just like, yeah, I know what she means. But like, it was not funny at all.
I saw another thing about her today and how, it's, people are being mean to her. I love Jim Gaffigan, and even when I was telling SDA she should watch him, I told her not to watch King Baby because I didn't think it was funny. There's very few jokes in it, and lots of comedians have shows that are bad. I have never seen one this bad from what's considered an A-list comedian at the time. But lots of comedians have bad shows. And they need to just admit this was one of them because that show is fucking horrible.
Even like the publications that wrote about her that are usually like, just like feminist fucking cesspools and shit. They were still like, I mean, yeah, a bunch of alt-right trolls were like making fun of her, and that's why the ratings are down, but it's not that good. Like, and I was shocked that they said that. Like, they were literally admitting, like, I mean, yeah, but it's not really that funny.
It's just, yeah. It's
Or am I? Testing.
Satsu Talk.
What's up?
Yeah, he's not. I think it's coming from you, Scribe.
Oh, I'll be back.
Oh, he's dropping out twice. First he's late yesterday, and he's out twice today.
Oh man, he acting like me. Well, I like a black person. That's what I mean.
If he was getting paid, I would dock him.
Yep, and I'd get his money because that's how docking works.
That's right.
You give it to whatever minorities nearby.
I really do wish that we could spread this around and do it on more channels so that everybody can benefit from this.
Testing.
Oh, you're back and you're quiet, so I got to turn you back up.
Okay.
Every time you come back, it makes me turn you up.
Oh yeah, turn me up. Now you guys are sounding. It was sounding like I was listening to a EVP recording or something. And I was just like, oh god, something's wrong.
Did anybody get the new Mass Effect?
Nope.
Is anybody planning to get the new Mass Effect?
Nope.
Hey, that girl.
Hey.
I decided we needed some vag in here, so I invited that girl on.
Hey, girl.
Hi.
Hello.
What's going on?
I just put my soundproofing things in my room, so hopefully my sound sounds decent.
Now they can't hear your screams.
Yeah. Yeah, right next to a window. So that's nice. It's like 90 degrees here. It's lovely.
90? Holy shit.
Yeah, it hit 90 today, and it's fucking March.
Lovely. Well, I mean, if it's any consolation, it's like 40 here, so that make you feel better.
Yeah, I don't think we broke 40 today. Luckily for me, I don't go outside very much, so I don't care if it's cold.
Yeah, you should see. Like, my girlfriend has to drag me outside because, like, now that I kind of work from home, she's just like, "Hey, you should go breathe like natural air," and I'm like, "That shit's overrated."
Scribe, are you still with us?
As far as I know.
Oh, well, when you get quiet now, I worry because you dropped out earlier.
Well, I don't want to cut people off when they're talking. I'm a polite person.
Psych.
Yeah, we do try to be diverse here. When we can get Satsu on, so we have our color quotient.
Wait. We have our color commentary.
Yeah, color commentary from Satsu. Oh, that would be a great channel name.
Diversity.
Color commentary.
And we like to have a woman in here, just so.
As long as it's just a woman, it doesn't matter which one.
Hi, SD. Grab a random one off the street.
Well, yeah, considering a lot of people get me and SDA mixed up, it's probably not that much of a difference.
Do they really?
Oh my, yes, they do.
What's really weird though is like I can both understand and not understand that at the same time. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Because it's like, okay, they don't look anything alike. Like looking at their pictures, they don't look anything alike.
We have brown hair and we're girls.
When you think of the names, just like some dumb American and that girl, it's just like, well, yeah.
Well, brown hair and female was enough for Ted Bundy.
Oh
God. True.
Serial killers.
You say some wonderful things.
SDA is still watching Jessica Jones at my instruction, as far as I know.
I love that show.
Okay.
Scribe's gonna lose his shit again.
What is that a problem?
No problem.
You like Jessica Jones?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
I'm just silently judging you. It's okay.
It's not popular on the stream. I've never seen it. Scribe's not a fan.
I haven't watched it either, but I heard it was pretty decent, all things considered.
I liked it.
Have you seen Iron Fist yet?
I like all the superhero stuff.
Did you watch Iron Fist yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay. I would say that Jessica Jones is marginally better than Iron Fist, but because at least Jessica Jones had a consistent narrative for the most part. Iron Fist did not have that.
What's really funny is like everybody who's upset about the fact that the protagonist in Iron Fist is not Asian is like, that show sucks. And then all the people who actually read the comic and actually know the story and give a fuck about it, they're like, dude, what are you talking about? This is like so good.
Don't worry, they add an entire character to this story that is Asian. And for the first half of the series, her plot line has nothing to do with driving the story forward and is just superfluous to everything. It almost feels like her entire presence was added into the script at the 11th hour, because it really feels like a lot of the stuff that she does in the first several episodes is, it is completely detached and irrelevant to the main storyline. It's really, really weird.
Just like pandering.
I don't know. It just feels tacked on. I mean, as I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, the first few episodes did not involve this character as heavily as she is in it now, but they had to write in something as connective tissue to make her a common occurrence throughout the series. And several of her subplots in the first several episodes, it's like, you could cut this out of the entire episode and it would affect nothing.
Yeah.
You think maybe they threw her in because of all of the shit about Ghost in the Shell?
I have no idea. I don't know what the behind the scenes to this was. I know that there was a lot of uninformed, non-comic book fans.
Data.
Unaware.
I'm asking you to guess.
To guess? I hate speculating on these things. I don't know. Setting aside the Asian sidekick, which is effectively what she is, the rest of the writing of the show, even if that whole thing was tacked on, everything else about the show is of the same quality. So I can't tell. I mean, it's not like it was put in and it doesn't fit in with everything else in a tonal sense or in a quality sense. It just, as a storyline, it doesn't mesh. That's all I can tell.
Okay. So it seems like something tacked on something that was already tacked.
It feels like it in the first several episodes. I don't know for sure because eventually they do make her relevant to the plot, but it takes a long time to get there, and they have to spend a lot of time trying to justify her presence there ahead of time.
Well, did you guys see that the actual person who created a Ghost in the Shell spoke out about the controversy?
No.
Yeah.
What they have to say?
They questioned him about it, and he was like, I think that people's outrage with the character being different is ridiculous in more ways than one. And he explained why, because he was like, first of all, Major is an android. There's like, and even if we were to assume that she was an android made in the image of Asians, which there's really no reason to believe why she was made that way, because every place, the major manufacturers of all the androids at the particular time were scattered all over the world. So there's no reason to believe that she was. But he said, if you're just going to completely mimic the source material when you're doing a reimagination of something, then why? Why are you even doing it? It's a complete waste of time. Like, I want you to be creative with my work if you're going to redo it. And I feel like you should be able to.
That's fine.
Yeah, because he was like, why just completely remake the movie? That's stupid. Then it doesn't need to exist.
Don't listen to the creator of the thing. He doesn't know better. People know better than he does as to what's appropriate for the characters because, they know better because they do.
Well, hilariously enough, you're saying that sarcastically, but that's what's happening to Steven Universe right now.
Okay.
No. I know how we all feel about Steven Universe, but
whoa, you do not know what I think. I've never watched the show. I have no idea. I have no opinion whatsoever. I don't care.
Well, just the air around it being kind of like it's a cartoon made by SJWs, and
yes.
Oh, is it? Okay.
People expect it to be, and to be perfectly honest, it's not as insufferable as everybody makes it seem. It's a relatively decent cartoon for kids that tackles the issues that they talk about in a very subtle way. Like sometimes it's not always just like in your face.
Subversive, might you say?
Yeah, and it's effective for what it is. But like what happens is like it's generated a fan base where like people want to create fan art and stuff like that. And what happens is the fan base is so unbelievably toxic that they will literally like attack somebody for creating fan art that's maybe not in their image, or if they take any of the characters that were fat and make them skinny, or take any of the black characters and make them any other color. Yeah. And what would happen is, and they're the people who made it, they came out and they're like, no, this is good. We want people to be able to express themselves and show what they're talking about. And these people are actually attacking the people who created it, saying, you don't know what you're talking about. It's not okay for them to do that. They made it.
This isn't yours anymore. It's the world's now. It's ours. You can't claim ownership over an idea.
Yeah, that should just. I was just like, how are you going to tell them, the people who created it, that they're not allowed to tell people that they can do whatever they want with their creation?
I still say they should have named it Chips. I'm just saying.
Go to the creator of the show, Monkey. Find out what he thinks.
Yeah,
fuck him. He's wrong. I don't care if he agrees with me. I just want to remind the audience on this subject of changing races. If you have not watched Poisoning the Well's newest video, go watch it. It's funny as fuck. They do a play on Roots with white people, and it's funny as shit.
Oh God, that would be funny. It's like we're gonna do Roots, but we're gonna cast everybody as white. That's racist. But
no, they just do the name scene where Kunta Kinte gets turned into Toby.
Right.
Yeah, they just do that, and it's funny as shit. It's short. Don't worry. But yeah, make sure you guys watch that. So that girl, what have you been up to today?
School. Being lazy.
Education.
How exciting. Moving on. Oh.
Yeah, basically that. I was going to do a short video, but couldn't be fucked.
What were you going to do a video on?
The whole YouTube ad thing that's been happening. Because literally they're actually talking about now, at least according to Polygon, maybe you shouldn't believe them, but according to them, they're thinking about cracking down on people's content.
Yeah, we talked about that at the top of the show.
Yeah, because they were initially talking about just they were talking about just ad revenue at first, and then they said we've had a discussion about ad revenue, but now we're talking about what we should even allow on the platform at all.
It's absolutely ridiculous because it's allowing corporations to dictate what you do with what is supposed to be a content neutral video hosting platform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not a news site, it's a platform. It is just that. It is not anything more.
Well, Mr. Medicare brought up a really good point about handing more control over to companies to decide what channels their ads may or may not appear on. And his point was, okay, so you give all the control to a company to decide whether or not their ads will appear on channel X. Well, then everybody knows the company has the power to not have their ads appear on channel X. So if somebody complains that channel X is a channel of hate speech, but channel X has 5 million subscribers, then the company has no excuse not to respond to complaints. And if they don't buckle to the pressure, then they must support hate speech. So then if they take their ads off of a channel that's got 5 million subscribers, they lose all of that ad revenue and potential business. So it would technically, by doing so, by putting power into the company's hands, then making it so easy for them to have to regulate themselves that way, and by PR standards they would probably be shooting themselves in the foot more often than not.
Oh yeah.
He brought up a good point about how he was talking about that same thing. He said if a channel has like 100,000 viewers and one person complains, are you going to pull your ad based on one goddamn person, or are you going to go with the 100,000?
Exactly.
And in this day and age, they're going to go with the one because they don't want the bad publicity.
Exactly.
Which blows my mind. That's so crazy how that works nowadays. And we were talking about that in the concept of media, when it's just like 5 million fans on your Facebook page. They all love what you do. And one person's like, I don't. And they're like, okay, we got to change the whole show.
Seriously.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what would have happened to Married with Children back in the day if that was the rule? Never would have stayed on the air past the first season.
It would have sucked more than when they had 7 on the show.
Oh God! Wasn't that all a dream?
No. That was the pregnancy was the dream. 7 just kind of disappeared.
That's right. They wrote him out of the show, just kind of gone, and they never talked about him again.
Okay.
We live in a scary time, guys.
Seriously,
we really do.
I mean, I hate to call Orwell, but.
Well, I was talking to somebody the other day, and of the few people in my real life that know that I do this, they were saying like, well, I won't tell anybody that you're doing that because I know that your friends are a lot of your friends are relatively far left, and they probably wouldn't like that and that kind of thing. And I sat there for a second going like, talking like this and having to like use hushed tones and stuff. Are we in the French Resistance right now? Because this is really weird.
Yeah.
Well, we've regressed so much. I mean, we've discussed this a few times, like even with movies. Sorry, guys. Movies that couldn't be made before.
Yeah.
Or that were made before that would never be made today. And then you have some today that would never have been made back then. And the only thing that seems to have changed is that, and this is why I'm going gay, guys. If you make it about gayness, you can do anything.
Oh yeah.
Unless you're
Everything's
Milo.
on the table.
Unless you're Milo.
Except Milo, yeah, because he's conservative, which he's really not. He just doesn't like SJWs.
Yeah,
that is conservative now. I mean, things have been so pulled.
Yeah. Conservatism is a new counterculture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was about as just a few years ago. If you tried to like measure where I fell on the whole political thing, I haven't moved all that much. I'm socially liberal and fiscally conservative. I'm a relatively, left-leaning central kind of guy. But at this point, the left has been pulled so far to the extreme. I am right-wing by their definitions, which is boggle. I mean, I'm like, holy shit! Well, how the hell did this happen?
Well, I mean, the requirement list is not long. It's just like,
no. Gutenberg has that slot. I can't.
Okay, you can be.
Can I be? No, I want to be. What's his name? The guy who ran the SS. Not Hermann Goering. Not Goering. What's his name? The guy with the tiny little mustache and the bald head and the round glasses.
Yeah, I know. I know who you're talking. Every time
Himmler.
you do
Himmler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be Himmler. Oh shit! Somebody's gonna clip that, and I'm gonna be dead.
Yeah,
I'm about to say the Turtle Club guy.
I'll be Himmler. Guten Tag, ich bin Himmler.
That was too good, man.
I took German for 3 years. I should know something.
Oh my god. No, but like the requirements to be a conservative or just alt-right the list is pretty small. It's just like, do you believe in feminism? No. Okay, you're alt-right. Like, oh, okay. Is that how that works? They're like, yeah, that's how it works. You're a conservative, alt-right, or white supremacist because you don't believe in feminism. I'm like, man, that's a lot of titles for one one disbelief.
Why were we told to read the chat? What did we miss?
What do
Say it
I
again.
don't know.
I are reading the chat.
I don't know.
I are baboon.
The Breakfast Club could never be remade. No, it could be remade. It just wouldn't be it wouldn't be anything like the original. Which why would you want? This is why I don't understand remakes. If you're going to remake a movie exactly like the original, why even make a remake? Just reissue the original. Do something new with the old material. I always say the best remakes you can make is to take a movie that was a good idea, but it was executed badly from years and years and years ago.
Well, I say you do one like I Am Legend. So many people do not realize that is a remake.
Yes.
And yeah, it's a remake.
But
of
of course, it's
movie
based on
called
a
Mega Man.
book, and books are things that, as source material, you can conceivably reinterpret and reinvent on a regular basis. But if something is originally just a film, for the most part, or has been turned into a classic in its original incarnation, you don't touch it unless you have something really cool to add to it, like True Grit or The Fly.
Well, I could see like remaking Casablanca, not calling it that, updating it, making about a new.
Oh, that already happened. Barbed Wire.
Oh, never saw it.
Oh, well, there's a reason why. It's Pamela Anderson. It's an action movie. But no, it is Casablanca. I am not even kidding. It is a remake of Casablanca, just in a different setting and with some changes to some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we need more topics, guys. Tell us to watch this. You're gonna make me talk about movies. Somebody said let's remake Spider-Man.
Again?
We remade Spider-Man enough.
Waffles, pancakes, or French toast?
I had waffles tonight.
Waffles.
Was it a
Eggo?
blue waffle?
No, was it Eggo waffle?
No,
I don't even
it
know
was-
what blue
it
waffle
was-
is. I just know it's bad.
Should I tell him to
Looking it
go
up
to
now.
Google?
You guys
No,
keep going.
monkey, go ahead and just Google it real quick. You'll save
I'm
yourself.
doing it.
Yeah, just do it. Blue
Oh
waffle.
boy.
Wait, what is he
While I'm
talking
doing
about?
that, you guys.
Yeah, blue waffle and meat
Oh
spinach.
no! Oh my God! No! Don't do it!
Don't do it! You don't do it!
That response was great.
Don't do it.
He's gonna do it.
He's
Ew.
doing it.
Exactly.
Now look up meat spin.
No.
All right,
okay.
meat
Well,
spin.
okay. Yeah. You're.
I am ashamed of myself that Sam knows these and I don't.
I'm gullible. Okay. I'm gullible.
Yeah, we know.
Oh my! Fuck you guys. That is so horrible. All right.
Okay, well now you know, and knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know what
that,
the other
that makes
half of
up
this
for the
battle
joke
is.
that you told.
Which joke did I? Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that
I've
makes
told a
it for
few
anything.
now. Yeah, I told the other really bad one on SDA's channel.
Yeah.
So you guys should go look. Well, actually, I think that one got pulled down.
Well, I found out that like telling my girlfriend these jokes to try to traumatize her doesn't do anything because she's just like, oh, that's not bad. I'm like, what?
Well, given her personal history, I understand that now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot we did that stream. I think I took it. I hope I took it down. Holy shit.
You need to hug her all the time, man. She had a rough life.
My squishy's she's a special one.
Well, that's a diplomatic way of putting it.
Oh man,
Remember, he's a gentleman and a
I
scholar.
am.
Yes, this is true. Gentleman and a scholar. Yes.
indeed. That's okay. She knows. She knows.
How do you stop an SJW from drowning? Why would you?
Oh, you don't.
Oh, that's wrong. I meant.
Oh my God, monkey!
I meant how would you? I spoke wrong.
Monkey.
How would you?
I am just shocked and appalled at your inhumanity.
Take your foot
The
off his
answer is
head.
take your foot off his head.
That's not nice.
Let's remake Taboo. Who Wants to Play My Son? If you know the movie Taboo,
Oh, wow.
there was also a second one actually.
Yeah,
There's 4 of them, right?
I don't know. I stopped at 2.
I'm pretty sure there's 4. Last time I checked.
I just want them to remake The Forbidden Dance, Lambada.
Oh my god. Well, they've remade so many of them. They might as well do that too. They need to remake Breakin'.
Oh, Jesus.
Somebody mentioned breakdancing movies earlier.
Yeah.
I actually love Breakin' and
Breakin'.
What was the other one? Beat Street. Beat Street was
Oh,
awesome.
Jesus. Beat Street. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
That was the best breakdancing movie.
God. What do they need to remake from back then?
Beat Street.
Jesus.
I still want. I
Go
want a
ahead.
new Revenge of the Nerds set in a
Yeah.
SJW college.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, PCU is basically that movie, except it was made before all this stuff hit. Have you ever seen PCU?
No.
Oh, well, I mean, it's politically correct university. It's got what's his fuck, I forget his name. Anyway, Jeremy Pinion. Anyway, yeah, it's actually a really funny movie, but it's almost prophetic because the stuff that they cover in there is comedy is basically how things are operating now in reality. So it's kind of
PCU. I'll have to look that up.
PCU. Yeah, it's actually Piven. Jeremy Piven. That was it, not Pinnon. Piven. He was on Entourage and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, the best part about Breakin' is that they did make Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That movie desperately needed a sequel.
We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue.
A New Human Centipede. I don't know why they would make the first 2 or
They
3.
made 3. Yeah, they made 3 of them. I think they're done now. Last Action Hero. See, that was an interesting idea that they executed so bad. The only good thing that came out of Last Action Hero was the soundtrack with the Alice in Chains song.
At this point, I feel like we should just name the stream the Monkey and Scribe movie show, because we're going to get to it every time.
Oh, so like Siskel and Ebert?
Yes.
Okay, Monkey and Scribe. Okay, are you the fat one, and I'm the bald tall guy?
Sure, we'll do it that way.
Okay.
They should remake Dawn of the Dead, but make it SJWs instead of zombies.
Oh God, the blue hairs are coming.
Well, Bloodwing's kind of doing that with his ZJW parody thing that he's cooking up.
Oh, right.
Dude, I appreciate the fact that the first zombie you saw in that movie was a little girl, but they should
always do that.
They should keep that theme going. There's like she's standing at the end of her parents' bed. She's like, "What's the matter?" She's like, "Last night you didn't use my proper pronouns." And they're just like, "Oh my god!"
Whoa. Is he robot out or am I?
I didn't hear him, robot.
Okay, Jesus.
Oh, Scribe.
You're Jesus?
I'm Jesus.
Oh my god.
Okay,
How great would
everybody's
it be?
roboting. I must be roboting. I'm going to log back in. Hold on.
Okay.
That's 3 times, Scribe. That is unforgivable.
Put him in a timeout.
I was in a group project with this guy named Jesus, but obviously in text you read Jesus because you don't, so he texted me and the other group member and said, "Hey ladies, this is Jesus," or at least I read it that way. It's like, oh my God, Jesus! What are you saying? Jesus? You're communicating through text now?
Yeah, he's like, I've stepped it up.
Hey, kids.
Found out a way to get to the kid. Oh my god! Speaking of that, did you guys seen that music video that church decided to put together that they thought was going to get to the kids? It's called "Jesus Christ Is My Nigga."
Oh my God! No,
I know. It's a parody.
It's hilarious.
Never seen
I know that it's satire because there's this old lady in it. The old lady in it is in this video, this ad for this what is it? It's a cookbook. It's a vegan cookbook. It's I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's hilarious.
Okay, another one on my must-watch list.
Oh, it's hilarious. And the sad part is like the rap, like just their rap in general is better than a lot of rap. Like, it's been coming out today. I was just like, this shit is actually catchy. It's hilarious.
Remake Fear.com. Fear.com was one of the few movies I walked out of the theater on in the first like 15 minutes. My intelligence was so insulted in the first 15 minutes, I couldn't take it and I walked out of the theater. Only maybe twice in my life have I ever walked out of a theater on a movie, and Fear.com was one of those.
They too expensive, man. I go to sleep before I walk out. I can't do it, man.
Scribe, you must spend a fortune in movies, man.
No, actually, I only go to the movie. I only actually go to the theater these days, primarily for the big nerd releases, like the comic book movies or Star Wars or something. If I spend a lot of money on movies now, it's buying like used copies of DVDs at like the used bookstore kind of deal.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
For my collection or that kind of thing. But because of Netflix and because of just the availability of movies in general now without actually having to go anywhere or pay a lot of money, I don't spend a lot of money on movies now. I actually don't spend as much time on movies as I used to either because I don't know. It's something like it was the same situation I had with Hunt for Red October. I never bought a copy of Hunt for Red October. I made it a point never to buy a copy because I liked the movie so much. I knew that if I had a copy and I knew it was always available, I'd never watch it because it was just right there. But if I didn't have a copy and I got an urge to watch it, I would have to go find it to watch it before I took it back to the store or something. And now that movies are so readily available all over the place, yeah, I don't know. I don't watch as much movies as I used to, but I still have tons of ridiculous information in my head about them.
We do seem to watch a lot, and I wish I used to watch movies a lot, and then had kids, and I don't get to watch them as much anymore.
Well, now we'll have to start like doing the movie club kind of thing, so we can watch Memento and then come back and talk about it, kind of deal.
Yeah, we need to set up a stream for that.
Yeah, it's been. I haven't. Well, we watched. What did we watch yesterday? We watched Moana and what else? Suicide Squad. I didn't really like Suicide Squad all that much.
You're not the only one.
I liked Suicide Squad.
Well, and I'm not saying it was a bad movie. It was just like the whole time. Like it was
a bad movie. It was a bad movie.
No. We got like an hour and 30 minutes in, and I was like, I paused it and I looked at my girlfriend and I was like, "There's nothing happening in this movie." And she was like, "What do you mean? There's a whole bunch of stuff happened." I'm like, "Well, name me one thing that was of substance, like anything that happened that mattered in this movie." And she could. I was just like, "Yeah."
It was entertaining. I was entertained. I was entertained. Well, it's a simple entertainment. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It just felt so pointless because I was like, just think about the plot. She's like, I'm putting this team together to stop this thing that's going to happen. But the reason the thing that happened that she stopped,
yeah, and that was stupid as fuck. Okay, that was really stupid. I was like, but a lot of movies are like that. Okay,
I'm putting together this team to prevent this thing, but the thing that I want to prevent happened because I put together this team.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to charge my laptop here. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Yeah, I thought Suicide Squad was shit, but after watching Batman v Superman, I can see why DC fans were happy about it because it is their best movie, which is not a good thing.
Well, the drama behind the scenes with Suicide Squad and the original cut. Because, see, a friend of mine, he saw a sneak preview of that movie about 2 or 3 months before it came out, right?
With the original ending and all?
Yeah, the original cut of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so he came back, and I asked him, I said, well, don't give me too many details. I might want to see it, but how was it? And he's like, oh, it was really good. They did this, they did this. They really kept with the characters. And then the movie comes out, and he goes to see it again. And he comes back and says, that wasn't the movie I saw. That movie was stupid. And it's relatively well chronicled now, but if you look up all the shenanigans that went on with that movie after Batman v Superman came out, and they decided, oh shit, our movie was too dark. We need to add humor to this movie, Suicide Squad, that was meant to be dark. And the director and the writer had a vision, and now we're going to fuck with that vision and spend $15-20 million on reshoots in order to add scenes and re-edit things to make it more fun, like Guardians of the Galaxy, when it was never meant to be that kind of movie. Here you go, everybody, and that's the result we get.
Yeah, it was not. I didn't like it.
Well, you can tell, like, or at least from what I was looking at, the only comic relief was supposed to be Harley. Like, and that's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a movie that's going to be serious. There's going to be a lot of fucking badass hardened criminals, and Harley's just going to get on their fucking nerves because she's going to be annoying as fuck and just like not taking anything seriously. Like, that was the vision that I was getting. But I'm just like, these are a bunch of fucking clowns. Like, nothing is really, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't dislike it, but I was like, eh. When it went off, I was like, I was more excited at the end of Moana than I was at the end of this movie.
I think what people really wanted was Joker and Harley Take Manhattan, the movie. That's pretty much it. If they did an entire movie of just Joker and Harley as the protagonist, yeah, exactly. Because I mean, what were people just clamoring for? Characters that they were familiar with. What characters are they familiar with from the cartoons and the comic books? The Joker and Harley. They don't want to see Deadshot and Killer Croc and all these other D-list bad guys from the DC universe. I mean, if you're going to have those guys in there, they should have been pre-established. This was the same worry I had regarding the plan for the Sinister Six movie. Is that you have all these characters pop in out of nowhere with no establishment, no idea who they are or why they're relevant to the story. But yeah, Joker and Harley, you don't need to give any backstory because Joker and Harley have no backstory except we met in the insane asylum. Ta-da! Now let's go on a crime spree.
We're crazy.
Let's be crazy and mutually codependent and abusive to each other for comic relief.
Well, see, I think Deadshot was fitting, and I think he's a little bit bigger than you might give him credit for. Like a lot of people really like the idea of Deadshot and everything, but it was just like fucking Boomerang dude who fucking
Boomerang.
He really didn't do anything. It's just like you can throw a boomerang that has a blade on it well.
And Slipknot, who dies in the first 5 minutes.
What did they say when they introduced him? The guy who can climb anything.
Climb anything. Like, what the fuck? Is that a superpower? And at the same time, the entire point behind the film is like, we need to form a team of disposable mercenaries because now that Superman is a threat, we need to have people who can go up again. And like, none of these people, singularly or collectively, would have anything on Superman.
Not one of them. Yeah. Like literally not one of them.
Yeah, Harley with her hammer. Fuck you, finger flick. Deadshot and his bullets. Fuck you, bulletproof. None of this matters. It's the stupidest thing in the world.
The only person who may have been able to give Superman a little trouble is Enchantress. Like,
with magic, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that's it.
El Diablo in his super duper form, and that's, yeah, exactly.
And it wouldn't have lasted long because Superman, with his training with magic, he would have figured out, okay, all right, this is what she's doing. I'm going to kill you this way.
I don't know if this universe has any experience with magic.
Yeah, Diablo would have he would have got blown. He just would have just blew him out. Every time he lit a fire, Superman would have just blew him out like a candle. Like just
Superman's going to blow you, El Diablo. Oh, boy.
Stop it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was, like I said, it was entertaining with the action and stuff like that. But even it had a surprisingly small amount of action in it too. Like there wasn't really a lot of action for a 2-hour movie.
I think Suicide Squad would have been one of those movies that's really great to see if you're like just passing the screen and you're only catching parts of it. But if you sit and watch the whole thing, it sucks. Because it does have some interesting.
I liked it.
Will Smith was awesome in it. He did a great job with the character.
Yeah.
I like Joker and
Will
Harley
Smith is a good
I
actor.
liked it.
Oh, that was such a horrible relationship.
But here's the thing: if Marvel decided if Marvel decided to do a movie called Masters of Evil, and they got Loki, Red Skull, Abomination, all these established bad guys to team up, it would be a hell of a lot better setup than something where it's like, oh, by the way, here's characters you've never seen before. Oh, they're a team. Do you like that?
And that's the problem is because with its hero movies, DC has never really established much of a holding in the movie market. Because I mean, honestly, I mean they've tried many times.
Yeah.
And
Batman,
other than
Batman being the only thing.
Yes, Batman being the only thing, and they couldn't really. I mean, obviously they couldn't. They can't figure out how to make it into a like an MCU kind of thing. They can't make it like Marvel, and I think they tried to do that, but they didn't have any. DC only has like a few different heroes that they have, and then other than that, it's.
Well, I don't think any of the minor DC heroes are necessarily precluded from success because Marvel has shown you can take minor characters like Guardians of the Galaxy and make them successful if the material is good. DC has tried. I mean, their entire philosophy on how to treat their characters is bass backwards. That's for SDA.
Yes.
Whereas they want to distinguish themselves from Marvel in that Marvel is, in relative terms, far more bright and cheerful and fun. And so but their big success was Nolanized Batman. So they tried to Nolanize Superman, and it was a disaster. They tried to follow that up with a Nolanized Superman versus Batman, which is just as much of a disaster. And then they take something that was supposed to be Nolanized from the start, Suicide Squad, and try to cheer it up. It's just,
you know what they should do?
Schizophrenic.
They should let Marvel write their movies for them.
Oh yeah, they should hand everything over to Marvel. Marvel could do Superman better than DC can do Superman, which is a sad statement.
I mean, obviously, by far, I like Marvel much more than I like any DC thing.
Somebody asked earlier, I want to switch this up because Satsu and that girl are here. I don't think we've done this with them. Favorite music artists? They mentioned mine in chat because I think we've discussed this twice. For me, it's Prince because the man could do everything.
It's hard for me to narrow it down to one, but a consistent one in my life has been Alice in Chains. So
there you go.
This band called the Civil Wars.
Okay, never heard
of it. For me.
Yeah.
Given your taste in movies, I'm not even going to look that up.
They're very good. They are very.
You thought Suicide Squad was good.
Oh my god.
And Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones.
Oh my god. Tell me why you don't like it.
Like, oh my god.
No.
Wait, wait. He can tell you why he doesn't like it, but first Satsu has to at least tell us what kinds of bands he likes.
I listen to everything. It's hard, dude. Shit. I don't know.
I listen to everything. I really don't have very many specific artists that I like. I basically just listen to.
Y'all are killing me here.
Yeah, well, honestly, you're the one who is demonizing my choices in media.
Well, see, the bad part about mine is because of what I've been listening to lately, every artist that comes to mind is not American. Like, they're all Japanese. So it's just like, nobody's going to know what the fuck I'm talking about if I say anybody.
Do you guys ever go watch Korean music videos?
Yeah, they're always really weird.
They're so awesome. I fucking love them.
Then I guess I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like a lot of Japanese music. Like, most of my library right now is that. So that's why.
I like American.
Do you sing along with it?
Yeah, like a lot of them, because a lot of people do you even know the word? I'm like, no, I don't know the English translation, but I could sing the entire song for you, in Japanese. And people are like, that's weird. I'm like, why? It's fucking music. I like things that sound good to me, and if it sounds good, I listen to it.
I like fucking music.
That's what it is. I mean, that's my opinion on music. Whenever I talk to people about my musical preference, they're like, why do you listen to this? And I'm like, because it sounds good.
Oh yeah, that's the
only explanation I need. It sounds good to me, so I listen to it. That's it. What else do you need?
I don't listen to foreign music, but I do listen to all kinds across the spectrum, and it's whatever sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yes, I like, and I don't just like newer music. I like all kind. I like music from the 50s and the 60s, 70s. I like from all decades. Yes.
Okay, Scribe. Now you can tell her why Jessica Jones sucks.
Well, let me count the ways. So primarily, I have a lot of complaints about the storyline and such, and I could go into those, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody necessarily. If you want to talk about this on your channel or privately or otherwise, I can go into details. But in general terms, my major complaint with Jessica Jones is the protagonist is entirely unlikable, and in places that even a gray area anti-hero would be humane, if not nice, she is cruel, and her choices are completely ridiculous. It's just not a character. She's not a hero. Not even in the, as I've said, I'm a big Punisher fan. Everybody knows this. I am fine with an anti-hero, so long as there's something I can latch onto as either a code of honor or a consistent characterization of what is right or wrong by their perspective of things. Jessica Jones's actions, as written and portrayed in the TV show, did not promote to me anyone that I would want to win. I had no interest in her succeeding in the things she was doing because she did not make herself a likable person.
That's just sexist. Just kidding.
Oh yeah, man, total sexism.
No, I mean, I am a fan of not too nice characters.
Sure.
If I mean, actually, I mostly like villains.
Yeah.
So honestly, I guess I have a different point of view, but I thought that she was, maybe this is bad for me. I found her relatable, which perhaps is bad, but I understand where you're coming from, though.
No, I mean there were elements to the portrayal that I could understand. Like in the first couple of episodes, I didn't have anything to judge it on at that point, and I didn't know where the story was going, and so I just kind of went with it. But after the entire season and seeing the entire arc of the character, her rationale, so to speak, how she treated other people, the decisions she made and such, by the end of it, it's just like, I don't care what happens to this character next. I am not worried for, I am not interested in, I am not rooting for this person in any way, shape, or form. Not even in sort of that, those situations where like you've got a character you don't like too much, or I should say a character who's nasty, but they do something that is completely right and vengeful on behalf of the audience to a character that deserves it. Even in those situations, I was kind of like, okay. It didn't hit me. Like I say, if you want to have a more detailed debate where people don't have to worry about spoilers or something, I'm more than happy to do so, but I'm going to refrain otherwise.
Yeah, I'm usually a fan of villains. So.
Oh yeah. Well, as I've always said, God may be all powerful, but the devil's a better dresser. I love villains, especially good villains.
But yeah, I mean, my favorite character of all time was the primary villain of this show. So.
Oh, you like Kilgrave?
No. I do like Kilgrave, but no, not this show. This one show.
Oh, this one show. What show?
Vampire Diaries.
Oh, I've never watched it.
Yeah, that is one thing that SDA and I have in common. We both are. Yeah.
Oh.
I thought you were SDA.
Yeah.
Put on some face paint. We can't tell the difference.
Y'all are professional assholes.
I'm gonna.
Wait. Professional assholes are man whores. No, thank you.
Oh, you just took that someplace dark.
I don't know any other place to go.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Did you guys see this Maryland case?
No, what?
A 14-year-old girl was raped by an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old who were enrolled in their school, one of which is an illegal alien.
Oh god.
And a couple of days after this, Maryland passed a law naming themselves a sanctuary state.
Oh,
what?
Bad timing.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow, that's
had the case been brought to light by the time that they passed this law, or was it after?
It had happened before they passed it.
Oh boy.
Oh.
So what's going to happen to our illegal alien rapist?
Oh, that's the great part, because since they're a sanctuary city, if he gets released, they're not necessarily going to turn white.
Oh.
Can you imagine that story where it's like, they're like, people are upset because, migrant is practicing their own.
Oh my god.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Yeah, glad they're not in Texas.
Why wouldn't you at least hold that off?
Yeah, seriously.
Well, why would you do that?
Fucking do it.
Sanctuary cities this is sanctuary states. Go fuck yourselves. Sanctuary states should have all of their funding from the federal government cut off. But right after a 14-year-old girl is raped in a high school bathroom.
Yeah, well,
How tone deaf can you be?
They're not good at reading the room, that's for damn sure. They're like, yeah.
Oh my.
This is a smart thing to do at this exact moment.
Oh my god.
Fucking stupid. Yeah, see, well, nobody, you're not going to hear anybody on the left talking about it. They won't speak about it. They're going to be like, it didn't happen. That's not true. It's fake news.
Yeah, fake news.
Yeah,
well,
it's not a thing.
This is a thing I don't understand. So is a similar thing, but slightly different. I'm all for the legalization of pot, right? Now, some states have legalized pot for recreational use, even though it's illegal by federal law.
Yes.
Federal law trumps state law. No pun intended. If a city decides that they are going to ignore immigration laws, that doesn't matter. You are still liable to federal law. I don't get it.
Honestly, I've said this for a while. I can't wait until I run for mayor, because I'm going to run for mayor under I'm going to make it so that murder is legal platform. We're just not going to prosecute murder.
The purge.
Yeah. We're just no more crime in my city. Nothing's a crime anymore, because we're just not going to prosecute it. It's not the fact that it's okay. It's the fact that you're just ignoring it. You are not you are not working. You literally, it's not the fact that it's okay in those cities. It's the fact that they are actually putting in laws and rules and statutes that basically say that they will not work with a government entity, a federal government entity.
The problem is our criminal justice system is a systemic structural oppression machine. And it is unfair to every citizen of the United States to have to succumb to its whim. Therefore, I am vetoing all crimes in this city in order to free ourselves from the tyranny of the law.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, in parentheses under there, and say, unless it happens to me or somebody I know.
Yes. And then we're throwing the book at you.
Right. Fuck that shit.
The book only exists when it's happening to me or people that aren't white.
There you go. Yeah, because I would imagine if they did talk about this story, like I said, it's going to be warped. It's going to be like, don't use what happened here as a reason to be a racist. Yeah, I know this thing happened, but that's no excuse for you to spread your racism.
How old was the guy that wasn't here legally and did the rape? How old was he?
18.
18. So he wasn't a minor.
No.
Was he a dreamer?
The other one, what was that?
Was he a dreamer?
No, he was. He just came into the country. They caught him crossing the border in August of 2016.
Why was he still here?
Because he was given an order to appear before an immigration judge instead of being kicked back over across the border.
Oh,
wow. You fucking with me?
I'm not fucking with you. That's what the story says.
Fuck. No, he's married.
Seriously.
Yeah, the other one is 17, and they don't know yet whether or not he was illegal.
For gosh sake. So we catch you at the border. We know you're here illegally, but we're going to let you stay long enough until your trial date, which has to be when did this rape happen?
Just the other day. I don't know if it gives an exact. Hang on, let me find the exact date.
So between August of last year and at least today, he was given a reprieve.
Last Thursday.
So at least between August and last Thursday, he was given a reprieve to stay in this country illegally while he awaited a court date.
Yes, which hadn't even been set yet.
And during which time he could have just traveled anywhere because he has no papers and they can't track him.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
You seriously, you let a guy cross a border and you're like, we're not going to send him back. We're going to have him appear in front of an immigration court. And then you basically just, you let him go free. So it's like, you don't even have to follow the law because we're not going to keep track of you because fuck everything. We're awful people. And fuck everything.
Well, here's the fucked up thing if you really think about it. Looking at the, what the fuck, Guadalupe Garcia, the one who, there was the big stuff about the first one being deported under Donald Trump. She had committed a felony, but because she was given the choice to be deported instead of going to prison, she was allowed to stay in the United States for another 8 years before we finally kicked her the fuck out. If that same thing was applied here, he could say, all right, I'll just be deported for it. And he could end up back on the streets in weeks. Now, hopefully the Maryland justice system will actually keep his ass locked up. given the circumstance. I mean, raping a 14-year-old girl, according to the story, they found blood and fluids at the scene. So it looks like a pretty strong case.
I'm just glad you reported it. It didn't
doesn't unrape the poor girl.
No. Yeah, no, it seriously, it doesn't fucking take away that trauma. Okay, it doesn't take away the fact. It doesn't take away the fact that a crime happened to a 14-year-old girl. A crime.
Well, that's the shit going on in Europe right now, right? Exactly. They're just like sweeping shit under the rug, pretending like it doesn't exist, and they're like, "Oh, well, it's not as much as people say it is. Like, it's not as bad as people." I'm like, but it's still bad.
Tell this girl that.
Crimes are still committing. People's lives are still being ruined because, I mean, honestly, a 14-year-old girl gets brutally raped. Don't say that that's not, something that changes someone. Fuck's sake. I mean, it's disgusting.
Let's see. Most uncomfortable topic to talk about, Snow. The fact that girl likes Jessica Jones.
Oh my God.
You've really triggered him with that.
No. I just wanted to lighten the mood because talking about like child rape is just kind of like it's a little.
And for that, for me, the child rape is horrible, but the legislature still passing that goddamn bill.
Seriously,
are you fucking kidding me?
They should just fucking reconsider.
Well, wasn't there any? There had to have been. If this happened before then, and this was news before they passed it, there was no backlash during the course of that or any protest. I'm just curious. I don't know.
From what I'm reading, the backlash has all come. I mean, the state still seems happy with what they're doing.
Fuck.
Okay.
This. Shit. Seriously.
Well, like not being racist is more important than that little girl's feelings. Like it's more important than her life and what's gonna happen.
And honestly, if she'd been murdered, it would be whatever.
Well, I mean, how much?
Next time.
We don't need a crystal ball to see how these things work. I mean, what that kind of mentality that you're describing is what happened in Rotherham in the UK with the grooming gangs and the local authorities more afraid of being labeled as racists than they would be to enforce the law and legitimately target the gangs who, regardless of where they came from or what their skin color was, they were committing crimes that needed to be addressed. But we can't be called racist, so we'll let them get away with child grooming and child rape and actually arrest one of the victims for prostitution.
Yeah.
And seriously, the thing about sanctuary cities and sanctuary states or whatever, the thing about them is that they do not house innocent people. They're always like, touting out these innocent people, these people that just want to live in this country. No, they house criminals. They protect criminals. They do not protect the good people because the good people don't.
Well, that's the thing about sanctuary cities. By definition, they're protecting criminals because they are not cooperating when ICE issues a hold order on somebody who's already been arrested. It's not just somebody who, was stopped because they were Mexican. They were stopped for a crime. And maybe it was something minor, but still, I mean, fucking insane. I didn't mean to bring everybody down. I just read that story. I'm like, what?
You're not bringing me down. You're triggering me, okay?
What?
Triggered me.
Do a video tonight.
You got a trigger, do you?
Now she can be fucked to do a video.
I thought only Roy Rogers had a trigger.
I don't know, man. Like I hate talking about these discussions just because of the simple fact that like people will literally treat you like just because you're stating the fact where you're like, okay, all right, this thing is happening and you say it's not that bad, but what is being done about the victims? Like what are they getting? How are they being taken care of? How are they being compensated? And they literally dismiss you. They're just like, no, I'd rather talk about you being a racist because you want, these rules in place or you want some type of regulation to prevent this stuff from happening. And I'm just like, do you care? Does anybody here care about the victim? And then they are never a part of the discussion. It's always what's going to happen to the perpetrator, the person who did it, how they're going to be treated. How is this going to look for other, migrants or whatever? But I'm like, when is the discussion going to happen about the victim?
Why do we not focus on the fucking victim? And that's the thing, is that it's always, and they always, oh my God, it's basically just like saying, I mean, not that committing rape is just as bad as committing serial murders, but honestly, a crime is a crime. They're both equal on the law. And if you took someone like Ted Bundy and were like, oh, poor Ted Bundy. Think about how he feels. Think about how this makes him feel. No, he murdered people, you fucking idiot.
Yeah,
No,
I don't know.
This stuff makes me angry.
Well, wait,
No.
what was I think Sargon was talking about those teachers. I can't remember what the location was that he was saying. Like a lot of those teachers are having issues right now because the students are literally threatening the teachers and making it uncomfortable for them to come to work.
No, they've
And
been
shit.
doing it for a long time now.
Yeah, and it's just like nobody. I haven't heard, like, if I wouldn't have watched that video, nobody's talking about it. This is not a problem.
I just looked at something the other day. I almost did a video on it, but it didn't turn out that way. But the girl was complaining. She looks at the camera and she says, "Oh, and by the way, trigger warnings are not a threat to freedom of speech." Okay.
No, they fucking are.
Well, I know. Yeah, she went on for like 2 or 3 minutes explaining why, putting a warning at the top of a lesson or a lecture that might have a disturbing or traumatic information for students isn't stepping on your rights. Okay. And I'm like, okay, so if you're going to potentially penalize a teacher for not caring about the feelings of their students, either penalizing academically and administratively, or threatening the possibility of a lawsuit by a student that feels that they were somehow traumatized by you, even though they said, please don't talk about rape in the law class. I think that is a threat to freedom of speech. But it was a one-note video, and I spent 2 hours on a script, and then I got halfway through and I'm like, I don't care about this person.
I hate when that happens. I've done that so many times.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Sam. Go ahead, Sam. You're probably on topic. So
See, the thing is that actually, I've got an anecdote here. Woo for anecdotes. I'm in this class called Sex and Violence in the Media. And what would you expect from a class called Sex and Violence in the Media?
I want that
Unicorns, fluffy clouds and shit, candy corn. No, sex and violence. Yeah. There's a bunch of sex and a bunch of violence. We watched a clip from Inglourious Bastards, then we watched a clip from Kill Bill. So honestly, there's a bunch of violence in this class. But my professor still issues trigger warnings when he feels that it's going to get particularly bad. I'm like, these people sign up for a class called Sex and Violence in the Media. Why the fuck would they be surprised to find sex and violence in the media? It's like, what the fuck?
You know what I get amazed by? People that go to the opera and are appalled by the amount of violence there.
People go to the opera and expect.
I missed the joke there.
Violence.
Oh my God. He's breaking out the dad jokes.
Hi-oh! Well, only Bloodwing got the Roy Rogers joke I made.
I heard
probably got that one too. Honestly, watch the chat. He's got to be like,
Yeah, Roy Rogers.
I got the
was
trigger
in
joke.
Trigger. Okay, good for you.
That was his horse.
Yes, that was his horse.
Yes, I'm with you there.
Okay, good.
Anyway, what I was going to say is, I several times have made videos and had them like almost ready to go, and like, this bores the fuck out of me. I'm not putting that out.
I can't count how many times I've gotten fully scripted, almost like edited stuff, and then I'm like, there was a point in the first 5 minutes, but I don't even have the energy to want to do the rest of this because it's just not that, or the subject at hand is just sort of like, this is just some nobody on the internet that doesn't have any pull with anything, and it's not even worth my time. I've done that like 4 times this week, and only today did I finally find something that I could sink my teeth into, and it has to do with movies.
No, that's a surprise.
And it'll be up tomorrow, or later tonight, depending on when we end this and if I can render it in time.
Oh boy, well, we've taken a lot of emotional turns through this stream.
These streams go all over the damn place.
Mm-hmm. Until we structure them.
North Korea tried to launch a missile and it didn't work.
Yay!
Shocker.
Them not having things work is such a surprise.
Communism at its best.
I mean, when they make nuclear missiles out of like hamster wheels, I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you remember when North Korea said they were almost able to send a missile all the way to the United States?
Yes.
And my first thought was just like, yeah, go ahead and try that. If it makes it here.
You'll probably end up nuking the fish off your own coast.
No shit.
Because you know what, this is, and it's, I mean, it has happened to the best space or military powers in the world, in the U.S. and otherwise. You see those rocket launches where they blow up on the launch pad.
Mm-hmm.
And I've even seen a nuclear bomb test blow up on the launch pad, some old footage from the 50s or whatever. And dollars to donuts. It won't be maybe the first, but somewhere in there, they're going to blow themselves up.
I just keep waiting for one of their tests to actually be a nuclear test that goes wrong.
Yeah. I mean, either it like actually, I mean, you've heard probably, I would assume, some of the near miss, so to speak, stories during the Cold War where we came this close to nuclear annihilation because of a mistake or a miscommunication or because a plane flew over the airspace line and they didn't know it, kind of thing. You know, if there's anything I fear more than North Korea successfully doing anything, is accidentally doing something that necessitates a real response.
Yeah.
I mean, them actually trying to do something to nuke somebody is obvious suicide. But if they shoot something off and the wind hits it wrong, or they screw up their calculations or something, and it actually hurt civilians on the other side of the border, fuck.
Didn't they get close to Japan a couple of times?
Close in relative terms, I don't know. I don't know what close means. It might have been a couple thousand miles off the coast, kind of deal.
Close enough that it was almost into their waters, not the 12-mile radius.
You'd have to look that up. I don't know.
Or whatever it is.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised, but if it was that close, I think something more serious might have happened.
Holy crap.
Sorry, I was yawning. I didn't mean to go quiet there.
I was just like, oh.
It's almost midnight.
Monkey died.
Yeah, I've got to get up at 6:30 in the morning.
I think it might be extreme
you're
overtime.
Young.
What?
I said, you're young. You can do it.
Yeah, well,
how young is you?
How young is you?
I don't know. I don't know how old she is.
21.
You're 20. Oh, so you and SDA are basically contemporaries.
Yes, we're the same person.
Well,
don't you know?
I was trying to be polite and not give away your secret identity. That's all, you know.
Yes, we're the same age. I suppose. I don't know her exact age.
I think she's almost 20 or something. I think that conversation. Yeah.
Okay, I apologize to those of you who are listening to this at work and want more, but there are several other streams you can boot up. Chat, thank you for coming by. That girl Satsu Scribe, thank you guys for joining me. Your life makes me sad. I will see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.